Hi, my name is Dave Farina from CosmosSafari.com. Ow! Ugh. So I'm in the backyard and I have mosquitoes. And this is the biggest problem for me. I'm outside and I'm getting bit up and I just can't handle it anymore. And I'm trying to do my astrophotography and it just seems like it's a nightmare. So I'm trying to figure out some sort of solution, and tonight I'm going to show you that solution, which includes trying to hook up a computer to my telescope and doing my imaging from inside. I'm also going to be using a dolly wheel from JMI. It's a JMI Wheeley Bars system. And what this is going to permit me the ability to do is to leave my telescope set up all the time, and I'll just be able to roll it out when I'm ready to image. I'll do my astrophotography and then I'll roll it back in at the end of the night. And hopefully that'll solve a lot of these problems that I'm having with my rig, and it'll also keep me from having to get bit up by mosquitoes. So let's check it out. Another reason that I like to have my rig set up all the time is because every time you're handling your gear is another chance that you could maybe damage it by dropping it. Especially when you're out and it's dark and you're trying to fumble around, trying to get things set up. Maybe your day was busy and you just didn't have time to have the proper setup time, and now you're in a rush and you're really excited about doing a night of imaging, and all of a sudden you drop your mount. So for me, I have a very busy life. I've got enough going on that if I can have this set up all the time, I'm going to get more imaging in, which is in the end what I'm really trying to get out of this hobby. So to be able to just roll it out of my garage is going to be amazing. So tonight I'm going to be imaging, and so this is a visual back, and I have a field flattener and a field flattener reducer that I'm going to be putting onto this telescope when I'm imaging. So I'm actually going to have to remove this in order to get my imaging set up ready for tonight. So tonight I'm going to be using the Stellarvue 0.72 field flattener reducer, and that's going to take the native focal length of this SVX130T, and which is 910 millimeters, and it's going to reduce it to somewhere around 655 millimeters of focal length. Now, it is galaxy season in early June, but I have not had this rig up and running yet. I'm not going to be guiding tonight. I don't have a guide scope quite yet, or a guide camera for that matter, and so just to get some basic test images with this brand new Atik Horizon 2, I want to put it through its paces at a little bit less focal length. It should make things a lot easier for me tonight. So I just wanted to point out the importance of having a dedicated imaging back rather than using your visual back that you would have normally come with a telescope. Notice the size of this field flattener reducer. It's massive, and the connection is threaded. And a threaded connection and this very stable connection, you can see I can push on this and I get no flexure at all whatsoever. The rings are all 48mm rings as opposed to the 42mm that actually attaches to the Atik Horizon 2. The importance of that is if you think of this like a light cone where the light is coming through the field flattener reducer and then it's kind of coming to a cone as it focuses towards the sensor, you want the cone to be unrestricted, which will improve your vignetting issues that you would otherwise have in your imaging train. So when you have a field flattener reducer that is nice and rigid like this, when you've got the proper ring setup that's as wide as possible, in this case 48mm, and then as you get reducing down in your cone towards the sensor, you've got a nice clean transition between the camera, the spacers, and the field flattener, and all of this system now is connected to the telescope in a way that just simply does not move. The other thing I like about this field flattener reducer is the ability for it to rotate. I am planning on getting a rotator at some point. Right now I do not have one. The one thing that I just realized recently and was unaware of is that whenever you rotate, and it makes a lot of sense now that I think about it, but whenever you rotate your camera, you need to retake your flat calibration files, because any of the dust motes or any of the vignetting that you're getting in your imaging train is going to show up in a different place on the sensor, which means that your flats are no longer going to work. So just be very mindful that when you are doing, now I haven't done any flats with this system yet, but when you're doing your flat files, you want to make sure that you're not moving that afterward. One thing I'd like to see is maybe some calibration on the actual field flattener reducer itself to basically show you where in the rotation you are, but I'm going to likely get something that's automated at some point in the near future, and that'll take care of it completely. Just remember to take your flat files whenever you are changing the rotation of your field flattener reducer. This is the Lenovo M900, and it is a certified pre-owned computer that I got off of Amazon for less than $400, and it has an Intel i5 processor in it. It has expandable RAM up to 16 gigabytes. It only has 8 right now, but I plan on expanding it up to 16 gigabytes, and it is capable of having an SSD hard drive, which it already includes, and an M.2 drive, which makes this thing very, very fast. I know you really don't need a super fast computer for an imaging computer, but this should keep me from having to repurchase a computer into the future. Right now I'm going to temporarily support it on top of the dovetail on the top of the telescope here with some zip ties. I have another plan coming up in a future video. The one thing I really like is there is this little screw on the back of the dovetail up here, and that should keep the computer from falling off the back. So I'm just going to slide it right over here like this, and then I'm going to use these very large zip ties, hopefully without dropping this, to hold it in place. I don't want to use any kind of tape or any kind of Velcro or anything, because the solution I have is coming very, very soon. All right, it's a little bit loose and I don't really love it. Rocks around a little bit, might screw up my imaging run. So I'm gonna look into maybe adding one more zip tie, and hopefully that should fix the problem. So one of the things I really like about having the telescope on wheels like this is that it allows me to not change too many things. Think about this like the scientific method. If I want my images to be of the best quality, I want to know how I can control all of the variables, or at least as many of the variables as I possibly can. Now, of course, the best solution is to have an observatory and have it permanently mounted. But that's not really a realistic thing for me. I live in a suburban neighborhood. I live in a neighborhood that has a homeowners association, and I can't get an observatory on my property. It's just not allowed. So for me, I have to have some sort of a solution here, and the JMI Wheeley Bars have been a godsend. So basically I can wheel it out here. I can leave everything the same. So at the end of the night, I will just home my mount. I'll put it to the counterweight down position, which means that as long as I don't touch it in between imaging runs, that I can get it back to the exact same position here on my sidewalk. And I plan tonight to mark my sidewalk with a marker, and that way I know exactly where those feet were, or those little screws were, and that should put me pretty close to polar aligned. I'll make a slight adjustment for polar alignment. I'll use SharpCap Pro to get my polar alignment just right, and that should allow me to have repeatable nights that I can do imaging runs where I can eliminate some of the normal variables that are associated with astrophotography. So we'll see how it works. This is my first night out doing this, and I just wanted to share it with you. I think it's a pretty cool experience. In the end, what I hope to be able to do here is I hope to be able to do most of my imaging from inside the house. The little computer on the top of my telescope is a really nice computer, and I'll be able to connect in through my home Wi-Fi, and I should be able to see what's going on in my imaging run, monitor the images, make changes as necessary, and I can come out here anytime I want to. It's not like I cannot spend time outside, but if it's a really cold night, or like tonight if there's a lot of mosquitoes, I'm not stuck out here with my telescope. I can just enjoy the experience of doing astrophotography from the comfort of my studio. And the other cool thing here, and I think this is really important, is that I'll be able to stream the pictures through my telescope over live, either on YouTube here or on Twitch. And I really am excited for that potential. I'm not quite there yet. I'm going to test that tonight as well. So we'll see how it goes. Fingers crossed.